Okay, imagine this. It's 11:30 p.m. You've had a long day, right? You're exhausted, but you find yourself pacing your living room like a caged tiger.
Yeah.
Why? Because your fitness app is just sitting there kind of taunting you with 9,857 steps.
Oh, I know that feeling.
Just 143 more steps to hit that 10,000 step goal. And you tell yourself, I can't possibly sleep until I see that little goal completed animation pop up.
Right.
Sound familiar? That seemingly, well, irrational late night stroll isn't just about getting fit.
It's so true. This kind of behavior, pushing ourselves to complete something, even when logic might say, hey, go to bed, it points to something much deeper than just hitting a daily step count.
Okay.
It's a fundamental aspect of human psychology that quietly but powerfully shapes countless decisions we make every day,
Mm.
especially as consumers.
And that's precisely what our deep dive is all about today. What psychologists often call the closure effect, or sometimes completion psychology.
Mm.
So our mission, really, is to unpack why we feel this incredibly powerful pull to finish things. What does the science actually say?
Yeah.
How does it sometimes, completely flip traditional economic thinking on its head?
Right. It often does.
And then maybe most interestingly, how are businesses cleverly and, we should stress, ethically leveraging this innate human drive to create, well, more satisfying experiences for all of us?
Okay, so to really get this psychological pull, think about this for a second. Picture yourself, maybe curled up on a couch, totally engrossed in a movie.
Yeah, okay.
The tension is building, the climax is just moments away, and then, bam, power goes out.
Ugh, the worst.
Or maybe you're on the last few pieces of a really challenging jigsaw puzzle, right?
Right?
And you discover one piece is just gone, missing from the box.
Oh, no.
That uncomfortable, almost nagging feeling you get, that mental itch you just have to scratch.
Yeah.
That's your brain basically screaming for closure.
That feeling is so universal, isn't it? That intense frustration when something's just left hanging. So when we talk about the closure effect, what are we actually defining here? What's the textbook definition? Sort of.
Well, at its core, the closure effect is a psychological phenomena.
Mhm.
It's where humans experience actual mental tension from incomplete tasks or experiences.
And mental tension. Okay.
Yeah, and this tension creates a strong, often subconscious urge to resolve it. By seeing that task or experience through to completion, it's a really powerful driver, influencing our behavior in, well, sometimes surprising ways.
So why does our brain even care if something's unfinished? Is there like a cognitive cost to leaving things open? I mean, it definitely feels like it takes up space in my mind.
It absolutely does.
Yeah.
And this ties right into what psychologists call mental load.
Mental load. Right.
Research in cognitive psychology clearly shows that uncompleted tasks actually consume cognitive resources. Your brain maintains an active memory, almost like a running tab, of all that unfinished business.
Yeah.
Think of it like that little red notification badge for unread messages on your phone.
Oh, yeah, it drives me nuts.
Exactly. It
Yeah.
demands attention. Right.
Right.
It creates this subtle but constant mental pressure until you finally clear it.
Yeah.
Your brain is essentially holding onto those loose ends, keeping them active.
That unread messages notification is such a perfect example, that constant little nagging feeling, and then the relief when it's finally gone. I imagine that's tied to what happens in our brain when we do finally get that closure, right? There must be some kind of reward.
Precisely.
Yeah.
And that brings us to the idea of psychological relief. Finishing tasks triggers a measurable dopamine release.
Dopamine, okay.
Yep. This activates the reward centers in your brain, giving you that really gratifying sense of satisfaction. It's the same immediate, tangible reward you feel when you check off the very last item on a super long to-do list.
Yeah, it feels good.
There's a genuine positive feedback loop happening inside your brain. Completion equals reward.
Okay, so if our brains are wired for that reward, does that mean we might even, I don't know, overvalue the act of finishing something, sometimes maybe more than the actual outcome itself? What does the science say about that part?
Yeah, that's where value attribution comes in. And it's a really fascinating insight. It's not just about feeling good.
Okay.
People will often assign a higher value, like an actual premium, to simply completing something. They're even willing to pay extra, sometimes above and beyond what seems logically rational, just to achieve that sense of closure.
Like paying more just to finish.
Exactly. Consider paying extra for shipping, just to make sure you receive a complete set of items altogether, even if it costs more overall.
Right, I could see doing that.
The perceived value of getting the whole set at absolute completeness, it overrides a purely logical cost-saving decision for many people. Our brain literally kind of reweights the perceived worth, attaching a premium to the state of finished.
Wow.
And that can override a more rational cost-benefit analysis.
That sounds completely illogical, though, doesn't it? When you think about it from a traditional economics perspective.
Totally.
I mean, standard economic theory tells us, take money now rather than later if the amounts are equal, delay payments if you can to benefit from time value of money, always choose the mathematically optimal financial option.
Right, the rational choice.
But the closure effect seems to just throw all that out the window.
It absolutely does. And research reveals some really fascinating contradictions to that traditional economic thinking.
Like what?
Okay, so for example, in one study looking at mortgage payments, participants were given a choice. Pay a $1,000 mortgage payment now, or pay only $950 in 3 months.
Okay, logically, $950 later saves you $50 plus the time value.
Exactly. Logic says wait. Yet, get this, 64% of people chose to pay the full $1,000 now.
64% paid more.
Yep. And when asked why, they specifically said things like they wanted to be done with it.
Wow. Just to be done with it. That 64% choosing to pay more just to get it off their plate is astonishing, really.
It is.
But what does that tell us about the perceived value of that relief? Is it purely a psychological comfort thing, or are there other factors maybe that make people ditch typical financial logic?
Well, it really speaks to the psychological burden of debt, or even just incomplete tasks in general, that feeling of relief, getting rid of that mental tension. It has a measurable value for us.
Okay.
There was another study, this one on work compensation, that presented a similar choice. Receive a $900 payment now or receive $1,000 in 1 month.
Again, logic says wait for the extra $100.
Right. Traditional logic favors the larger amount later. But many people who chose the immediate $900 payment often expressed a preference to pay off debts immediately.
Ah, so using it to close another loop.
Exactly. The psychological comfort of having a debt cleared, of achieving that completion, it outweighed the extra $100 they would have gotten by waiting.
Yeah.
It's a really powerful illustration of how our emotional need for closure can just bypass rational financial calculation.
Okay, so if our brains are wired this way, it makes perfect sense that businesses would find ways to tap into it. And they definitely do in some incredibly clever ways. Let's start with, say, strategic product bundling.
Oh yeah, this is a classic. Businesses create an inherent desire for completion just by offering items in sets.
Right.
Think about Pokemon trading cards. Their famous tagline, "Gotta catch 'em all."
It instantly sets a goal.
Precisely. It immediately establishes a clear completion goal. Special edition sets create urgency, and those last few cards in a rare collection, they often command huge premium prices because collectors are so driven to complete their sets.
Yeah.
Even if it means paying significantly more than maybe the card is objectively worth.
I've definitely seen that with Lego collections, too. Those limited edition Star Wars sets, where each ship or figure feels absolutely essential to the whole scene.
Totally.
Or the architecture series, where you're building these iconic landmarks, missing just one feels wrong. It looks incomplete. And they even have those seasonal collections like the Winter Village series that really foster that set mentality year after year. It almost feels like a challenge, to collect them all.
Absolutely. And a real-world business application you might see is, say, a skincare brand offering a complete ritual set.
Ah.
It includes maybe a morning cleanser, toner, serum, moisturizer, and a night cream. Each product is subtly marketed as an essential step, right? Making customers feel like their daily routine is somehow incomplete if they don't have all the pieces.
Right, you need the whole ritual.
Exactly. It's a subtle but effective way to bundle a routine into a single comprehensive purchase by leveraging that need for completion.
That skincare example is incredibly clever. It almost feels like a gentle nudge, or maybe sometimes a more overt pressure to complete the set.
It can be a fine line.
Yeah, we'll definitely get into the ethical side of this a bit later. But for now, let's talk about another really powerful method, progress visualization. We love to see where we stand, don't we?
We truly do. Visual indicators are incredibly motivating because they tap directly into our desire for completion. Starbucks Rewards is a prime example.
Oh, yeah, the star.
See your stars accumulate, right?
Yeah.
And there are clear milestones, visual progress bars towards your next reward. It makes it feel tangible. LinkedIn's profile strength feature does something very similar. It gives you that progress bar.
The circle filling up.
Yeah. And specific suggestions for what's missing with the ultimate all-star status as the clear completion goal. It feels kind of like a little game, right?
Totally. And it really does nudge you to fill in those last few sections. I've definitely spent time optimizing my LinkedIn profile just to get that all-star status. It works.
It does.
A great business application of this could be like a fitness studio.
Oh, definitely. Yes.
Yeah.
A fitness studio might implement something like a belt system, similar to martial arts. Members see their progress through different levels, maybe displayed visually.
Different colors or badges.
Exactly. Each level has clear requirements. Maybe a digital dashboard shows your percentage towards the next level. And there's special recognition or perks for completing each tier.
Nice.
It gamifies the progress and taps directly into that desire for completion, making each workout feel like a meaningful step towards a visible goal.
Okay, next up, and this one feels a little cheeky sometimes, is final step premium pricing. Charging extra for that really satisfying final touch when a task is nearly complete.
Yes, this is very common, especially in mobile games. Think of Candy Crush or similar games offering premium boosters when players are just one move away from completing a difficult level.
I love those.
Right. Or games that let you pay premium currency for the immediate completion of tasks that normally have a time gate. You're so close, the mental pressure to just get it done can override the cost consideration.
And in the real world, outside of games.
Okay, think about a home renovation company.
Yeah.
They might offer a basic renovation package for, let's say, $20,000.
Oh.
But then they offer a final touch premium package for an additional, say, $5,000. This package might include professional styling, custom artwork installation, maybe professional photography of the completed space, even an extended warranty.
Ah, the bells and whistles to make it feel perfect.
Exactly. And customers frequently opt for this premium package because it makes them feel their renovation is truly complete. They've already invested so much time, money, and emotion
Right.
that the extra cost for that perfect final finish feels worth it to avoid any lingering sense of incompleteness or almost there.
That makes perfect sense. It's like after all that effort, you just want to tie it up neatly with a bow. And then there's the power of being almost done, just when you're a hair's breadth away from a goal. How do businesses leverage that?
This is where businesses really give you that nudge over the finish line. Airline miles programs are absolute masters of this.
Oh, yeah.
You'll get those emails or app notifications saying, you're only 2,000 miles away from gold status.
Right. It makes you feel you have to get it.
Exactly. They might offer double miles on your final qualifying flights or send you last-minute opportunities to buy the missing miles, often at quite premium prices.
Ah, buying the miles, yeah.
It's all designed to make you think, I'm so close I can't not finish this now. The potential loss feels greater than the cost.
Or like subscription boxes, maybe Birchbox or similar ones showing complete your collection items based on things you sampled. Or special offers just for items you rated highly before.
Yes. It makes you feel like you're missing out on completing the set or getting the full value if you don't make that additional purchase.
Feels like you're building something.
Precisely. And these strategies, they aren't limited to just physical products or simple rewards. We're seeing really novel applications across diverse industries now.
Like where else?
Well, in digital banking, you might see financial wellness scores. These often have clear steps to completion, setting a budget, automating savings, reviewing insurance. Completing all the steps might unlock premium account features, better interest rates, or just give you that satisfying checkmark. It gamifies financial responsibility using completion.
Interesting. What about clothing?
Retail clothing stores could use a wardrobe completion service. Maybe an online tool suggests missing essential pieces based on your past purchases. Or style quizzes show your percentage match to certain style goals, encouraging you to buy items to complete your look.
Huh. I could see that.
Even streaming services do it. They recommend you complete your watch for series you started.
Oh, yeah, definitely seen that.
Or they might offer badges or unlock special content for finishing entire genres or collections. It's all about making that sense of achievement tangible and desirable.
So, pulling this together, what are the sort of key takeaways or best practices for businesses looking to use this but use it well?
Okay, summarizing the best practices, it really comes down to a few things. First, make progress visible and concrete. People need to see they're getting closer.
Right, like the progress bars.
Exactly. Second, create clear completion points. What does done actually look like? Third, offer meaningful rewards. They don't have to be huge, but they should feel satisfying.
Makes sense.
Fourth, balance the challenge with achievability. If it feels impossible, people give up. If it's too easy, it's not rewarding.
Good point.
And finally, and this is really important, always respect customer autonomy. It shouldn't feel coercive.
And that last point is absolutely crucial, isn't it? because we're not talking about manipulation here, or shouldn't be. This is ideally about creating genuinely satisfying experiences for customers, acknowledging that innate psychological drive we all have.
That's exactly right. The goal shouldn't be to trick consumers or exploit a psychological quirk. It's really about designing products, services, and experiences that align with their natural psychological needs for order, progress, and completion.
Yeah.
When it's done right, ethically, it leads to truly win-win situations. Customers feel satisfied, maybe even delighted, and businesses build genuine loyalty and engagement.
Now, before we wrap up, it feels worth making a key distinction. Some of this might sound a little bit like the Zeigarnik effect. People might have heard of that.
Yeah.
While they seem similar, they're not quite the same thing, are they?
That's a great point to clarify. No, they're distinct, though related.
How so?
So the Zeigarnik effect, named after the psychologist Bluma Zeigarnik, who first studied it, primarily describes our tendency to remember uncompleted tasks better than completed ones.
Ah, it's about memory.
Exactly. It's more of a cognitive bias related to memory recall. It explains why that interrupted task keeps popping back into your head. The closure effect, however, is focused more on the drive or the motivation to complete tasks.
The urge to finish.
Precisely. And importantly, the willingness to sometimes pay or expend extra effort for that completion. So while both stem from our brain's relationship with incomplete tasks, Zeigarnik is more about memory persistence, while the closure effect is about actively influencing our behavior and decision-making, pushing us to seek out and often pay for that satisfying feeling of finality.
Got it. That's a really useful distinction. So, okay, we've taken quite a deep dive today into the profound power of this human need for closure and how it fundamentally shapes our behavior, our choices, especially as consumers. It's truly fascinating how this deep-seated psychological drive dictates so much of what we do, often without us even realizing it.
It really is. And understanding this, it can make you a far more informed consumer yourself. You can start to recognize when this effect might be influencing your own decisions.
Yeah, true.
But beyond just being a savvy shopper, it can also help you better structure your own goals and tasks in life. For increased personal satisfaction and motivation, you can actually leverage this innate drive for your own benefit, not just for businesses. Break down big goals, visualize progress.
That's a great takeaway. Use it on yourself. So maybe here's a final thought for everyone listening. The next time you find yourself driven by an almost, irrational urge to finish something, whether it's clearing all those phone notifications, finally completing a collection, or just taking those last few steps to hit a daily goal, maybe pause and ask yourself, is this just about the practical outcome? Or is my brain simply craving that deeply satisfying, almost essential feeling of completion?